This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGLstore.com. Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing Team Rocket's Spidops from the new Destined Rivals expansion set. Yes, Destined Rivals is finally here, and in my opinion, this is one of the best single price attackers that came out of this set. Its attack, Rocket Rush, is really strong. For 1 Grass and 1 Colorless Energy, this attack deals 30 damage for each of your Team Rocket's Pokemon in play. And even without expanding your bench, at a maximum of 6 Rocket's Pokemon in play, this attack can deal as much as 180 damage. Now, the damage output may not seem like much, but you can pretty much 2-hit knock out most Pokemon in the game. Not to mention, you'll be hitting for weakness against some of the top tier meta decks like Charizard EX or even Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. You can easily power up its attack with the help of its ability Charging Up. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. So all you really need to do is attach for turn and you're all good to go and start attacking. But of course, to maximize our damage output, we'll be using only Team Rocket's Pokemon in this build. However, we do also have a way to spread damage counters to add even more damage. And this is with the help of the evolution line for Team Rocket's CROBAT EX. First of all, its pre-evolution Rocket's Golbat has the ability Sneaky Bite. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then just like Golbat, when you play Team Rocket's CROBAT EX to evolve one of your Pokemon, you can use its ability Biting Spree, which allows you to choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon instead of 1, and you put 2 damage counters on each of them. And you can actually keep reusing this ability with the help of its attack Assassin's Return. For 2 Dark Energies, this attack deals 120 damage, but then you may put this Pokemon into your hand, although you do have to discard everything attached to this Pokemon. So once you do this, you can evolve into your CROBAT lineup again to spread some more damage counters. As for my backup attackers, we do also have a copy of Team Rocket's Mimikyu. This is more for countering Terra-type matchups. It has the attack Gemstone Mimicry, which allows you to choose one of your opponent's active Terra Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. Now, depending on your matchup, this can actually be a very powerful and useful attack. But Mimikyu also doubles down as a great pivot option since it has no retreat cost. And finally, we also have one copy of Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. This probably has the highest HP for basic Pokemon in the game right now, which is pretty ridiculous. But then it has the ability Power Saver, which is actually more of a disability because it prevents Mewtwo from attacking if you don't have 4 or more Team Rocket's Pokemon in play. And it has the attack Erasure Ball. For 2 Psychic and 1 Colorless Energy, this attack deals 160 plus damage, but then you may also discard up to 2 energies from your bench Pokemon, and this attack can deal 60 more damage for each of the energies you discarded. So you can actually maximize your attack and deal as much as 280 damage. And you can actually utilize Team Rocket's Spidops so that you can keep reusing its ability Charging Up, reattach the discarded energies, and keep attacking for a lot of damage with Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. And since this is a Team Rocket's combo, we actually have a lot of new cards to play with. First, we have the new Team Rocket's Energy, which can only be attached to Team Rocket's Pokemon. However, this special energy will provide 2 energies in any combination of Dark and Psychic energy. Next is Team Rocket's Transceiver, which is probably going to be a staple in any Team Rocket's build moving forward. This allows you to search your deck for a supporter card that has Team Rocket in its name and put it into your hand. Among the new Team Rocket supporter cards is Team Rocket's Ariana. This will be your best draw support in this build. This allows you to draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. However, if all of your Pokemon in play are Team Rocket's Pokemon, you can draw cards until you have 8 cards in your hand instead. Next is Team Rocket's Proton. You almost always want to start with this card because you can use it even on your very first turn. This allows you to search your deck for up to 3 basic Team Rocket's Pokemon and put them into your hand. Next is Team Rocket's Archer. You can think of this as a mini Unfair Stamp. You can only use this card if one of your Team Rocket's Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck, then you draw 5 cards, while your opponent only draws 3 cards. And we also have a copy of Team Rocket's Betrayal. You can search your deck for a trainer card and put it into your hand. Seems simple enough, but sometimes you do just want to grab that one very specific trainer card from your deck, and this can definitely help you do that. And then we have the boss man himself, Team Rocket's Giovanni. This is basically a mini Prime Catcher. You switch your active Team Rocket's Pokemon with one of your bench Team Rocket's Pokemon, and if you do, you can switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon into the active spot. This will be our main gusting option in this build. For our stadium, we have Team Rocket's Factory. Once during each player's turn, if they played a supporter card that has Team Rocket in its name from their hand this turn, they may draw 2 cards. This really helps out with consistency, allowing you to draw extra cards every single turn. As for the other cards worth noting, we also have one copy of Team Rocket's Articuno, more for its Repelling Veil ability. This prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to your basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. So this will prevent your Pokemon from being easily taken out by the likes of Dragapult EX. And as for my spec card, I'm using Maximum Belt, which will add an extra 50 more damage to your attacks when going against your opponent's active EX Pokemon. This may just allow you to deal a one-hit knockout with Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX's attack. Man, there's definitely a lot of new cards we have to introduce with this new set, but we'll be familiar with all of them soon enough. But yeah, this Team Rocket Spidops combo is actually really good. I actually really enjoyed playing this in the ladder. But enough talk, I'll just have to show you in the following games what type of combos you can pull off with this awesome build. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video, and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. I'll be starting this one with Team Rocket Zubat in the active spot. My opponent's going first. And they're going to start with Team Rocket's Grimer. Alright, looks like they're also using some type of Team Rocket's combo. But what do you guys think of the sound effect each time you play a Team Rocket's cards? For me, it takes some getting used to, but it's actually pretty funny because it does pay homage to the entrance and also the blasting off again exit for Team Rocket. Alright, now it's our turn. Let's go ahead and use Team Rocket's Transceiver. Let's go ahead and get Proton. And just like our opponent, you can actually use this on your first turn going first. This allows you to search your deck for 3 basic Team Rocket's Pokemon and put it into your hand. So I'm going to start with 2 Taruntulas and also 1 Zubat. So we're going to set these up. And this Grimer actually looks pretty dangerous. But since we use the Team Rocket support card, we can use Factory to draw 2 more cards. Corrosive Sludge. So they can actually instantly knock out the active at the end of their opponent's turn. So pretty dangerous. We gotta watch out for that. But we're just gonna end our turn, give it to our opponent. So they're also using Spidops, and they also have Meowth. So we can expect Persian EX maybe? Team Rocket's Persian EX. My opponent's gonna use Iono. Alright, we got these new Team Rocket's cards. Petrel is pretty good. Archer is pretty good too. It's kind of like Unfair Stamp, but for Team Rocket. So there's a lot of really strong cards that came out of this new set. So my opponent's going to use Corrosive Sludge, but thankfully we actually drew into Team Rocket's Golbat. So we can evolve, and by evolving we activate its ability, and we're just going to put 2 damage counters to their Grimer, and that removes the effect of their attack. So we're still gonna live at the end of this turn. I'm gonna use Team Rocket's Petrel to get an Ultra Ball. That way we can possibly get Spidops, evolve that, and then we can get it set up. And by discarding the energies, that helps to actually use your ability to charge up more energies onto our Spidops. So I'm gonna use Charging Up, and I'll just attach this energy. But we still can't retreat our Golbat, so I'm just gonna end my turn to give it to my opponent. But I gotta say, guys, the developers have outdone themselves. I really love the look of the game right now. The background looks pretty awesome, actually. It beats the old design where it's just a plain, you know, those hexagons, but now it looks pretty good. So my opponent's gonna go for another Corrosive Sludge attack, but let's go ahead and put more damage counters to this guy. We can evolve into Team Rocket's CROBAT EX, and yes, we're gonna use our Biting Spree ability, and then we can put 2 damage counters to 2 of their Pokemon. So we're gonna continue to try and knock out this Grimer, and then I'm gonna use Ariana to draw more cards. And 2 more with the Factory. We got another Spidops. And I can actually attack with CROBAT. But I think I'm just going to retreat it for now. And then I'll just attack with Rocket Rush. I know the damage counters may have been wasted. I was actually looking to see if I can put more damage counters to just knock out their Grimer, but I didn't have any other way to put damage counters on it. So I just went with the next best thing. So you just knock it out with Spidops. It is a single price attacker, so even if they knock out my Spidops, we should be okay. Rather than leaving out my CROBAT for a potential 2-hit knockout by our opponent. Or a knockout to get 2 prizes by our opponent. So they finally managed to evolve into Team Rocket's Persian EX. So Haughty Order revealed the top 10 cards of their opponent's deck. And then they can choose any attacks from any Pokemon they see there. Oh no, what is this? I can't exit out. Okay. Alright, so they're going to attack with Persian and they're going to go for Golbat. Okay. It does 30 damage, but it does confuse our Spidops. I'm alright with that. We actually have Team Rocket's Giovanni. So you have to keep in mind, you can only switch out between 2 Team Rocket's Pokemon. But it's okay because all we have are Team Rocket's Pokemon in this deck. So Giovanni is definitely going to help out with this. So even though our Spidops is confused, we have fully energized our second Spidops on our bench, so we can actually attack with it. And I'm just going to use Giovanni and switch out their Persian EX, their other Persian EX. And then we're going to use Team Rocket's Factory to draw 2 more cards. We're just going to Rocket Rush to deal 120 damage to their Persian. So even though we're dealing 120, all we have to do is actually put more Team Rocket's Pokemon in play and we should be able to increase our damage to knock out this Persian EX. So they're going to use Haughty Order and, and all they get is Tarantula. So this one's not going to deal as much damage. So 30 damage and 10 damage to their own Pokemon. So we're still surviving this. Thankfully, we have really weak pre-evolutions. And now, I'm just gonna whiff the Team Rocket's Transceiver so I can draw more with Ariana. And then we're gonna use Buddy Buddy Poffin to increase our attack by putting more Team Rocket's Pokemon on our board. So, we're dealing 180 damage now. That will knock out their Persian EX, giving us 2 more prizes. Not too bad. We even got Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. So, Mewtwo EX is actually a surprise attacker. That's why we have Energy Switch in this deck. So, you can actually charge up an energy to Spidops, switch it to Mewtwo EX, and then if you use Team Rocket's energy, you can fully energize Mewtwo EX's attack. So, you can instantly attack with it. But Persian EX's attack, second attack, is not too bad, 140. But it is enough to actually knock out our Spidops. So for now, I'm just gonna pivot into CROBAT EX, I think. And then we're gonna evolve into another Spidops. And this one requires that we have 4 Team Rocket's Pokemon, and we can definitely attack with Mewtwo EX. Its ability is more of a disability more than anything, but it's easily remedied. And we got Dark Energy, so it'll be ready. All we need to do is actually draw into Team Rocket's energy and we'll be able to attack with Mewtwo EX. And with the maximum belt, we should be able to one-hit knock out any of their EX Pokemon. So we're just gonna continue to draw more cards, charging up our second Spidops. And let's see what we could do here. I'll just charge up more energies for Mewtwo EX's sake in case we need to attack with it. But as of right now, we can't really switch out our Pokemon. We'll have to wait until next turn and use Giovanni to switch our Pokemon. And also gust up one of their Pokemon onto their active. But looks like their Persian EX has more options to copy an attack. And looks like they're gonna use Spidops attack because they do have a lot of Team Rocket's Pokemon in play, but it only deals 150 damage to our CROBAT.
So we actually live to see another day, but we're just gonna use Iono here, disrupt our opponent's hand as well. But we also got Team Rocket's energy. And you know what, guys? I can actually attack with CROBAT EX and just put this into our hand. So I'm just going to use Assassin's Return, deal 120 damage to Persian EX. We do discard everything that's attached to CROBAT, but that's fine. And I'm just going to pivot into Zubat, sacrifice it, and then go from there. It would have been nice if we can set up another Zubat, but we couldn't. But I didn't want to sacrifice any of my other cards on my bench, because at least we can evolve into Team Rocket's CROBAT EX to deal 2 damage counters to 2 of their Pokemon. But if we had switched to any other of our Pokemon, we're just wasting our setup. So my opponent's going to try and attack, I think, with Spidops. They use Energy Switch to switch an energy to Persian EX. They will take a knockout against our Zubat, and we're just gonna counter. We're already ahead in the price trade, so I think we should be fine in this matchup. Alright, let's go ahead and play Zubat. Evolve into CROBAT EX. Again, activate its Biting Spree, and we're just gonna put 2 damage counters to Articuno and Persian EX. Let's use the Transceiver to search for a Team Rocket supporter card. I'm gonna get Ariana. That way we can draw more cards. 5 cards, actually. And 2 more cards with the factory. Alright. We're looking good here, guys, actually. And we should have 3 more Team Rocket's Team Rocket's energy, but we really couldn't draw into it because we needed that to attack with Mewtwo EX. We only have 12 cards left in our deck, but still, we haven't drawn into it. That's crazy. That's PTCG Live for you guys. I mean, it is improving a little bit at a time, but man, the RNG in PTCG Live is something else. There it is, the Team Rocket's factory, finally. But you know what, guys? If we don't remove this Mewtwo EX out of the active, it's just gonna get knocked out. So, let's go ahead and use Rocket's Giovanni. That way we can switch out Mewtwo EX, remove the effect, and then we can gust up this Persian EX. And I'm just gonna use Charging Up, and let's go and use Factory first. Let's attach this just to make sure. Put another Tarantula, and we're just gonna finish off this Persian EX with Spidops, getting us 2 more prizes. So anything else that they put in the active spot is gonna be easily knocked out by our Mewtwo EX. They're gonna use Iono, and they put us down to 1 card, but we got a Transceiver. That's insane. So they're using the Precious Trolley, Ace Spec card, and Team Rocket's Meowth. This SIR is actually looks pretty good. Pretty expensive though in IRL. But they're gonna take a knockout with Spidops. You know what, guys, though? We're just gonna finish this off with Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. And we're dealing up to 280 damage, depending on how many energies we discard from our Pokemon, our bench Pokemon. So we're just gonna take it out with 280 damage to get our last prize to win us the game. Alright, good game. Alright, moving on to our second match. Again, we're gonna start with Team Rocket Zubat in the active spot. And let's find out what we're going up against here. Alright, they have Genesect. It looks like we're going against Gholdengo EX. Alright, let's see if we can win this one. Gholdengo EX can actually hit for a lot of damage, so let's go ahead and use Proton first. Again, you can use this on your first turn going first. And I'm going to set up 2 Tarantulas and Zubat once again. You just need a backup attacker at all times, so it's good to always have at least 2 lineups of Spidops. I'm just gonna attach an energy to Zubat, so if we retreat it, we can actually discard that energy and we can just charge it up with Spidops ability. So now it's our opponent's turn. They're gonna use Buddy Buddy Poffin to search their deck for 2 more basic Pokemon. So 2 more Gimmighoul goes to the bench. And this Genesect has the ability where if there's a tool card attached to it, their opponent cannot use any A-Spec card. So we can't use any A-Spec card while that Genesect is in play. So they're just gonna, I guess, get more cards from their deck with this Gimmighoul. But now, we have our own Buddy Buddy Pop, and we're just gonna set up 2 other basics. So we have now 3 lineups of both Spidops and also CROBAT EX. But I'm just gonna retreat my Zubat. I think I can take an easy knockout against this Gimmighoul, but it is weak to Dark. Let's see, if I can evolve, we can use Sneaky Bite to put 2 damage counters. As long as we can draw into an energy, I think we should be okay. Alright, cool. We got a Dark Energy. Exactly what we needed. Anyways, we're gonna evolve into our other Spidops. Energize Golbat. We can use Confuse Ray. Is dealing 30 damage, but double that because, again, Gimmighoul is weak against Dark. And then I'm gonna use Ultra Ball to... let's see here. I can get another Golbat. Start to charge up my Spidops. And then we're just gonna use Confuse Ray to deal 60 damage. That will knock out their Gimmighoul, getting us our first prize. And we got an Energy Switch. Nice. Again, we only have 1 copy of Energy Switch in this deck, but it's an easy way to fully power up Mewtwo EX in a single turn. Again, with a combination of our Spidops charging up ability, you can get that energy, and all you need to do is attach for turn for that Team Rocket's energy to be able to fully power up Mewtwo EX's attack. But also, you can use Spidops charging up ability to keep reattaching the discarded energy so that you can increase Mewtwo EX's attack. But anyways, my opponent is also actually using Dragapult EX in this build, but they managed to evolve into 2 Gholdengo EX already, and with a coin bonus, they're drawing into a lot of cards. But by discarding 2 cards, they were able to knock out our Golbat. But we can try and just hit for a lot of damage with Spidops. Since Gholdengo is a metal type, it has resistance to grass, so we'll be hitting for lesser damage. But we're gonna try and see if we can actually put damage counters to our opponent's Pokemon. So we're gonna evolve into Golbat, use the Sneaky Bite ability. We're gonna use Iono to at least lessen the cards in our opponent's hand. And see what we could do here. We're only hitting for 120 damage, but it does put it within knockout range. All we need to do is actually just put one more Team Rocket's Pokemon on our bench, and we should be able to deal a knockout blow against this Gholdengo EX. So despite the resistance, we can actually 2-hit knockout this metal type resistant to grass Pokemon. And what's nice about this is that the price trade is actually in our favor, since they're only taking 1 prize at a time each time they knock out our Spidops or our Golbat. So I think I'm just gonna hold off on evolving into any CROBAT EX, because again, my opponent has that potential to 1-hit knockout any Pokemon in the game. So if I put CROBAT EX needlessly, they could just target it, get 2 prizes. So just gotta keep that in mind. Thankfully though, this Gholdengo EX requires 2 energies to retreat, so... Oh, they have Monkey Dory though. So they're gonna Adrena Brain for 30 damage, 2 are active, and they're gonna attack for 100 damage, discarding 2 energies. So now it's at 170 HP. Let's see, I mean we have Giovanni. Let's go ahead and set up more Pokemon on our bench to increase our damage output. Again, we can't use Maximum Belt. It's an A-Spec card. We can't use it as long as that Genesect is in play. So let's go ahead and use Transceiver, see what we could do here. I'm just gonna whiff it right now. I think I could draw into more cards with Ariana. Okay, we got Team Rocket's Factory. That will help us draw into more cards. Okay, we got Team Rocket's Energy. see what we could do here. We still have grass energy in the discard pile, so I can still attack, but we're still not attacking for a lot of damage here. Yeah, 150, not quite. Let me just retreat. I think I'm just going to confuse this Gholdengo. At least it can't attack. Let me charge up this Spidops, get it ready for an attack next turn. And I'm just going to use Confuse Ray. 30 damage, confuse it. Yeah, they can transfer the damage with Adrenabrain, but at least they can't just simply attack with this active Gholdengo because it's confused. They'll have to flip a coin. But if they're not successful, they're just going to put 3 damage counters to their Gholdengo. And again, it requires that they have 2 energies before they can retreat it. But they have code breaking that will allow them to search their deck for 2 cards, put it on top, and they can just draw it with Gholdengo. Maybe they have a switch. So the Cypher Maniac's code breaking is actually a really good supporter card in combination with Gholdengo. Because while Gholdengo is in the active, the coin bonus allows them to draw into 2 cards. So they're gonna draw with their bench Gholdengo. Did they use the coin bonus in the active already? I think they did. But they're gonna get superior energy retrieval. By discarding 2 cards, they can recover 4 basic energies from the discard pile and put it into their hand. Once again, they're gonna use Adrenabrain. Transfer 3 damage counters or 30 damage to Golbat. And they were successful with the attack, so they're gonna use Make It Rain. They actually deal 50 damage, enough to knock out our Golbat. Alright, well, it's so annoying that they keep healing with this Monkey Dory, actually. I mean, I could use Giovanni. I could take out that Monkey Dory, actually. But you know what? I'm just gonna use Archer. That will force my opponent to draw into 3 cards while we draw 5. Can draw 2 more with the Factory. And let's see here. Let's use Charge Up. Charge this guy as well. And then I'm just gonna attack. I'm just gonna put pressure on my opponent despite them transferring those 3 damage counters. As long as they fail an attack because of the confusion, I think we should be fine. We should be able to finish off this Gholdengo EX finally, as long as they don't have a switch. Because if they attach an energy to Gholdengo, retreat it to the bench, they can't attach for turn anymore to power up their secondary Gholdengo EX. So I think we should be okay. They're going to use Superior Energy Retrieval once again. Adrenabrain. And they're going to go for the active again. So they need to discard 2 energies to hit for 100 damage to knock out our active. But again, they have to flip a coin for it. Oh, once again, they succeeded. Man, okay. My opponent's getting really good RNGs. So, they're going to take another knockout with their Gholdengo against our Spidops. They take another prize. They are way ahead in the prize trade here. But we got Mewtwo EX. You know what, guys? We're finally going to finish off this Gholdengo, actually. Let me just attach an energy. Use Charging Up. Put this Grass Energy. I think I can finish off this Gholdengo, actually, with this Spidops. Let me go ahead and use Iono. Once we finish off Gholdengo, at least their draw will not be as great. Let's go ahead and charge up the secondary Spidops, just in case. And we're just going to finish off this Gholdengo, finally. Their Monkey Dory is actually pretty annoying. That prevented them from getting knocked out for a few turns, actually. Because of that healing and also transferring the damage counters to our Pokemon. Well, we haven't evolved into any of our Golbat yet. Let's see what my opponent can try and do here. They can actually take 2 prizes. If they can evolve into Dragapult EX, they can knock out my active and also just put damage counters to our benched either Mimikyu or Zubat, and they can win this. We'll have to set up Articuno, Team Rocket's Articuno, to prevent that from happening, but slowly but surely, they are transferring damage counters with Munkidori. I think we need to deal a one-hit knockout with Mewtwo EX if we want to prevent them from accumulating damage to their Pokemon for Munkidori to transfer. So as long as we prevent that, I think we should be fine. But if they don't set up another Gholdengo EX, I think we should be safe. Even if Mewtwo EX tries to attack, it can survive an attack from Dragapult EX. So they're gonna take another knockout. They need one more prize. There's the Articuno. Let's go ahead and put that into play. That will prevent them from getting any sneaky attacks with Dragapult. Charge up this Spidops with the Grass Energy. And let's go ahead and use Transceiver. We don't have Archer anymore. Let me go ahead and use Team Rocket's Giovanni, or get Giovanni, but I'm gonna use Ariana. Use Factory to draw into 2 more cards. You can evolve this. And actually, I don't want to put it to their other Pokemon. So we're just gonna take a one-hit knockout against this Gholdengo EX. So Erasure Ball, we're gonna discard 2 energies from our benched Pokemon, knock it out, and we're gonna get 2 prizes. So it's all or nothing. If my opponent has a boss's orders, they can evolve into Dragapult EX and a Psychic Energy. Oh, there's the boss. Oh man. But they attached a Metal Energy to Munkidori. Do they not have a Psychic Energy? I mean, they could have won with Munkidori. Oh, my opponent concedes. Alright, I'll take it. Good game. Moving on now to our third and final match. And I'm going to start this one with Team Rocket's Articuno in the active spot. My opponent's going to mulligan. It looks like we're going against Cynthia's Garchomp EX. This is not going to be a very easy matchup, because from what I know, Garchomp EX can have a lot of HP, and it can also hit for a lot of damage. We do get 1 extra card from their mulligan though. That will Water Energy, and they're going to start with Cynthia's Gible in the active. Ooh, okay. This is a pretty bad start, but we can at least accelerate a Water Energy. That's going to help us to attack with Articuno, because we also have Team Rocket's Energy. So once we attach the Team Rocket's Energy to Articuno, that will increase our attack. And we can even take a knockout against this Gible. So with Buddy Buddy Poffin, they're going to set up 2 more basic Pokemon on their bench. They have Cynthia's Roselia and another Gible. They're also using Team Rocket's Watchtower, which is not going to affect us because that only turns off abilities from colorless Pokemon, which we don't have any colorless Pokemon on in our deck, so we should be okay with that. But they're going to use Arven to get Earthen Vessel and TM Evolution. And it looks like they're just going to evolve their 2 bench Pokemon. Alright. So they're going to evolve into Cynthia's Gabite and Cynthia's Roserade. And that will increase their attack. So now it's our turn again. Okay, we got a Tarantula. Let's go ahead and put that into play. We can replace their stadium with our factory. Attach the Team Rocket's Energy to Articuno. Go into more cards. And I can use Earthen Vessel to discard an energy. And by discarding an energy, guys, that does help out your Spidops, because you can use its ability to accelerate the energy from the discard pile. Let's go ahead and use factory to draw into 2 more. And we got a Zubat. Alright, that's good. And I'm just gonna take a knockout against this Gible with Dark Frost, dealing 120 damage. And that's gonna get us our first prize. And we got a Transceiver. Alright, nice. So Cynthia's Roserade increases Cynthia's Pokemon's attacks by 30 more damage. Okay. And this Gabite has an ability as well. But for now, they're gonna grab Buddy Poffin to set up 2 more basic Pokemon on their bench. Alright, another Gibble. They have Cynthia's Spiritomb. Raging Curse deals 10 damage for each damage counters on all of their bench Cynthia's Pokemon. That's crazy. Champion's Call. You can search your deck for Cynthia's Pokemon. So they can easily get Garchomp EX as well. There it is. Wow, they can evolve. And what is this? Cynthia's Power Weight. Plus 70 HP. 400 HP. Wow. That's crazy. 100 damage. Why only 100? They do increase their attack with Rose Raid though. Oh, we are resistant to fighting. Alright. Wow. Articuno survived the attack. That's insane. Well, let's go ahead and evolve into our Team Rocket Spidops. You can evolve into Golbat. We can use the Sneaky Bite ability. And we're just going to accumulate as much damage counters to this Cynthia's Garchomp EX. Because it has a lot of HP, guys. Wow. We can use Charging Up to accelerate an energy to Spidops. And I'm going to use Team Rocket's Transceiver. I'm going to get Proton because we need to set up more basic Pokemon on our bench. You always want to have a backup Pokemon. So you always want to set up as much basic Pokemon as you can. So, I mean, I can use Mewtwo to attack for a lot of damage. But I feel like I can use that late game like as a surprise attack. But for now, I think I'm just going to focus on Tarantula, Zubat, and I really don't want to put a 2-price liability. Mimikyu is not going to be useful in this matchup because they're not using Terra Pokemon. So I'll just get another Tarantula, I think. We'll put that in our hand. We can set these up. And again, since we use a Team Rocket support card, we can draw 2 more cards with the factory. And we got an Ultra Ball. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and use Ultra Ball, actually. Discard these 2 energies. And then I'm going to get another Team Rocket Spidops. So that will be ready to evolve into another one. And I'm going to attack with Dark Frost. Again, we're just going to deal as much damage to this Garchomp because we have a lot of HP to go through. It only has 260 HP left. So it should be within knockout range. It is weak against grass, actually. So we do have type advantage. Thankfully, we do have Spidops. So we can actually take a knockout against their Garchomp EX easily. But at 400 HP, with that power weight, even with a full bench, I don't think Spidops will be able to knock out their Garchomp. But yeah, this Spiritomb is pretty scary. Again, Raging Curse can deal as much damage as the accumulated damage counters to all of Cynthia's Pokemon on their bench. And not to mention Rose Raid to increase their attack. That's pretty crazy. So here it is, Raging Curse, 170 damage. They finally were able to knock out our Articuno. That will get them their first prize. That's crazy for a single colorless energy. So, I'm just going to pivot into Tarantula. We can evolve into Spidops. And then... let's see here. I can evolve into CROBAT. Let me just charge up first. And then I guess I can use Energy Switch to switch the energy, but I feel like I need that for my Mewtwo EX. So for now, I'm going to use Buddy Poffin to put more Team Rocket's Pokemon in play to increase Spidops' attack. And I think I'm going to reserve Energy Switch. And I'm just going to use Iono. I'm going to hope for an energy here. Oh, we whiffed it though. Oh no. I mean, we can evolve into another Spidops. Alright, that was not a good idea. I should have actually reserved 1 energy when I used the Ultra Ball. Attached for turn. But unfortunately, we missed that energy. I can't attack, I cannot retreat, so I'm just gonna end my turn here. We will lose another prize here. But moving forward though, we were ahead in the prize trade. We'll probably just have to catch up by knocking out their 2-prize Garchomp EX. Okay, they're gonna evolve into another Cynthia's Roast Raid, increasing their attack by 60 more damage this time. And with the Ultra Ball, they're gonna search for another Garchomp EX. Okay, wow. 200 damage. 200 damage with their Spiritomb. Well, at least this time we can attack now. 140 is manageable. We got a Team Rocket's energy, finally. Well, let's see what we can do here. This one just gets us a trainer card. We just need an energy. We can use charging up. Should I use Ariana or Giovanni? That's the question. I could just try and finish off their Garchomp. That will remove any that will prevent their Spiritomb from attacking, right? So I'm just gonna use Giovanni. Switch out their Garchomp EX in the active. Draw into more cards with Factory. Alright. We can use this energy. We can spare. And then I'll just get Zubat. Maybe the damage counter spread will help us out. So I'm just gonna have to use Team Rocket's energy here. And then we can use charging up to fully charge up this Spidops, so we don't have to worry about it. And then I'm just gonna attack with Rocket Rush. 360 damage to knock out their Garchomp EX. But at 360 damage, even with a full bench, that's crazy. 400 HP is still a lot of HP to go through. But thankfully, we do have type advantage, so it does help out just a little bit. But even at 360, we'll still need 40 damage extra. So maybe CROBAT EX will actually help with that. But right now, with Garchomp EX requiring only 1 fighting energy to attack, they can hit for 160 damage because of the Roast Raids on their bench. So Corkscrew Drive deals 160 damage, knocking out our Spidops. They will take only 1 prize. Again, it is good that we do have an advantage when it comes to the prize trade. We got Team Rocket's Archer though. They did knock out our Team Rocket's Pokemon, so we can actually use it. We can draw 5 while my opponent only draws 3. But I think I'm just gonna use Ariana. We got CROBAT EX though. Let's draw into 2 more cards. We got Golbat, alright. Actually at 360 we can put 2 damage counters to Garchomp, and then maybe with the CROBAT we can finish it off. Take 2 prizes, and then whatever they put in the active we can finish off with the Spidops EX. So what I'm gonna do is just use Sneaky Bite, deal 20 or 2 damage counters to their Garchomp EX, and then we actually need 1 more Pokemon on our bench to increase our attack here. So let me use Ultra Ball. I'll have to sacrifice these 2. That we will keep our options open, and I think I'm gonna go for Mimikyu. Again, I don't want to put a 2-prize liability because my opponent just needs 3 more prizes anyways. We're gonna discard Iono, get another energy, and then I could probably attach for turn to this Tarantula, and we're gonna hit for 360 damage with Rocket Rush. And we're barely knocking out this Garchomp EX, but as long as my opponent doesn't have me shuffle my hand if they have an Iono, we should be able to put damage counters to their Garchomp, knock it out, and then we'll just finish off their Garchomp with, or one of their other Pokemon with our Spidops. But they're gonna use Iono. Oh man, that's exactly what I didn't want them to do. Oh, but you know what? That actually got us Spidops and Ariana. 440 damage. That's insane. This Spidops Garchomp combo is crazy. So thankfully we have Mimikyu. It's actually a great pivot because it has no retreat cost, so we can just retreat it. But we even got maximum belt. Look at this. This is perfect, guys. But we need to get CROBAT EX. Let me go ahead and use Team Rocket's Transceiver. I think I'm just gonna, let's see what we could do here. We have Ultra Ball. We need that to get a CROBAT. But I could just use Team Rocket's Petrel actually. Just sacrifice everything. Take a knockout. We could just take out the Spiritomb, right? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with that. So I'm gonna go with Petrel. Instead of leaving it to chance, we're just gonna 100% be able to do this. So what I'm gonna do is use, or actually let me use Factory first. We don't have to discard these important cards. Okay, even better. So I'm gonna use Ultra Ball, discard these two. That way we can get our Team Rocket's CROBAT EX. Man, CROBAT EX is actually pretty awesome if you use it wisely. So we can evolve this, and then we can put 2 damage counters to 2 of their Pokemon. So let's go ahead and knock out their Garchomp EX, put 2 damage counter to Spiritomb. We get 2 prizes. And look at this, guys. All we have to do is retreat our Mimikyu. We can use our charging up ability to put our grass energy that we need to power up its attack. And then we'll be able to take out this Spiritomb. And we'll be able to take our last prize. Look at this, guys. Alright, the Spidops CROBAT EX combo is actually pretty awesome, guys. I highly recommend it. Wow, good game.
And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.